Hey kids, it's Mr. Ken. Today we'll learn about how God's love is for us. You will see in the story that Moses would talk to God in a tent. God really wanted to talk to his people. We will make our own tents using 2 chairs and a blanket or a sheet. Okay? Use any chairs from your kitchen or wherever you have, and any blanket you have. Okay, here's our tent. You actually go inside and you have your own tent. Now that we have our own very tent of meeting, we can stand outside and praise God with a song.
Thanks for watching Lifetree Kids.
Stories of the Bible. Moses and the Tent of Meeting. This is Moses,
Hello.
who was an Israelite who grew up in the palace of the Egyptian Pharaoh. When Moses was much older, God called him to take his people out of Egypt with the help of his brother Aaron.
Let me hear God.
After God showed his miraculous power in Egypt, he led the Israelites through the Red Sea and towards the Promised Land. They followed God, who showed himself as a cloud by day and fire by night. While they were in the wilderness, God and Moses would talk in a place called the Tent of Meeting.
Morning, Moses. Morning.
Moses would take the tent and pitch it outside the Israelite camp. Everyone who wanted to ask God for something would go to the tent of meeting outside the camp. Whenever Moses went out to the tent of meeting,
See you in a bit.
all the people would watch Moses until he disappeared inside. As he went into the tent, the pillar of cloud would come down and hover at its entrance while the Lord spoke with Moses.
Wow!
Inside the tent of meeting, the Lord would speak to Moses face to face, just as one speaks to a friend. And because of what Jesus did on the cross, we can talk to God as if we were talking to a friend too.
Hey everybody, my name is Miss Jen and welcome to my laboratory. Okay, I know it's really the kitchen here at church where we usually get to eat yummy food, but for the next couple of Sunday nights, this is our laboratory. Okay, well, we get to do some fun science stuff together here over the next couple of weeks. And let's talk about our Bible story that we just read. Tonight, our Bible point is that God's love is for us, no matter where we are. God would make his presence known to the Israelites by a pillar of a cloud. Now, I know you're thinking, Miss Jen, what's a pillar? No, that's not what we're talking about. A pillar is a post that holds up a building. And so they were talking about a pillar of a cloud. And so I started thinking. I was thinking, a pillar of a cloud. And the only thing I could think of was like a tornado, this big, scary, windy thing. But that didn't seem like what they were talking about in this story. So I went online and did some research, and I found some things I want to share with you. So I found some different kind of clouds that made me think this could be what the Israelites saw when they saw the presence of God in front of the tent of meeting. The first kind of cloud is called a scud cloud. Scud clouds don't have rotation like a tornado, and they're pretty usually harmless. The second kind looks like this. They're called gustnados, and they're like little tornadoes, but they aren't very powerful, and they're really small and weak. Sometimes they just pick up dust and dirt. Now the next one is called tail clouds or beaver clouds, beaver tail clouds. They look a lot like a tornado, but they don't have any rotation, and they're harmless. And then finally, the last one I saw is a roll cloud. It looks like a pillar of a cloud, except for it's horizontal, like the horizon. Now, you've seen clouds before. I know you see them every day. And I bet you've even seen them in your kitchen. I mean, your laboratory. So, here's what we're gonna do. I want you to think about this. Whenever you boil water to make hard-boiled eggs or spaghetti or macaroni and cheese, you see that steam boiling up from the top of the pot. Well, that's condensation. Little water droplets are releasing up into the air, and we're making like a cloud. And so right now, what I want to do is I want to show you some different ways we can make condensation. Okay? Now, for this experiment, you're going to need a grown-up's help and permission. So first, you're going to need a glass jar with a metal lid. I just cleaned out my favorite salsa jar. And you're going to need some boiling water. Okay? You're also going to need some ice cubes, an aerosol hairspray, and if you've got some food coloring, it really helps to make it really cool and you can really see what's happening. All right, so first what you're going to do is you're going to ask your grown-up to pour the boiling water into your jar. You only need to fill it up about a third of the way. Okay? So put the lid on if you can. Upside down is great. To help keep the heat in, put in a drop or two of food coloring. Kind of swirl it around. That helps heat up the jar and mix up the food coloring if you're using it. Now, you're going to take your ice cubes, put them on top of the lid, and here's where it helps to be speedy quick. All right, now this part you want to do as quickly as you can. You're gonna take the lid, lift it up quickly, and squirt the hairspray in. Ready? 1, 2, 3, go! All right, now when we squirt the aerosol hairspray in there, it helps to give the water condensation droplets something to hold on to. So now you can really kind of start to see the clouds. See how it's getting cloudy in there? Isn't that cool? What do you guys think? I think that's pretty cool. Now, good scientists always think of more questions when they're doing an experiment. Like, I'm wondering, how long would our cloud last? And what would happen if we didn't use the hairspray? A little bit of me even wonders, what if we put a glow stick in there? Could we make it glow? By the way, I tried that one and it really didn't work. So anyway, I want to hear your questions. What are you thinking about when you see this? What do you want to try differently? Now, whenever you're ready, you just want to go ahead and you can release your cloud. Look at that, there it goes. Isn't that so cool? And there it goes. Look at that. Now, if you put the lid on there and your water's hot enough, it will create more cloud. Sometimes you might need to add more hot water. So there's another experiment I would like to show you. That I saw online, and I had the stuff at home to just try it out. So we're gonna go ahead and show you that video clip right now. One I found on YouTube, it's from Kiwi Crate. And this may have some materials in it that you may or may not have at home. So let's just check it out.
Hey guys, Andy here, and I'm gonna show you how to make a cloud in a bottle instantly. All you need for this project is a large empty bottle, rubbing alcohol, a push pin, pencil, small piece of clay, and ball pump. First, add a small amount of rubbing alcohol to your bottle. Next, replace the cap on your bottle and swirl the liquid around so it coats the inside. Remove the cap and use your push pin to punch a hole in the center. Then use your pencil to widen the hole just wide enough so that your pump needle can fit through it. Use your small piece of clay to plug the inside of the cap. You want to make sure that it's airtight. Replace the cap and start pumping. I pumped it about 40 times, but you can experiment. Carefully unscrew the cap and make sure you're holding tight onto the bottle. You also might want to plug your ears because it's going to be loud. As you pump, you are gradually adding more and more pressure to the inside of your bottle. That means that when you unscrew the cap, it all releases very quickly. And in doing so, the gas inside cools down. This creates little droplets of moisture, which are your cloud. This is actually kind of similar to how real clouds form. So warm air rises, and as it does, it expands and cools. As it cools, the little droplets form, and those little droplets form clouds. I hope you liked the video. If you did, definitely check out our other ones. We'll have some awesome stuff coming your way. Like, comment, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.
Wasn't that cool? Well, I did have this stuff at my house, and so I went ahead and tried it because I don't know about you, but at our house we've tried stuff online before, and then it just doesn't work the way we thought it would. So I've pumped this bottle up about 45 times. Yeah, and I could feel lots of pressure there. So I did take the alcohol, put some alcohol in there, and this is just a bicycle pump, and I seal the needle. Now, okay, this is the hard part because it pops loud, all right? Are you ready? 1, 2, 3. Woo! Look at that! Isn't that cool? Instant cloud. That is condensation. When we release that pressure and the air floods in, it creates condensation. Now, when I squeeze the bottle, it'll even let out little puffs of smoke. I don't know if you can see that. How cool is that? And it does work if you want to try it again, but this stuff you definitely really need to be careful, and you really need a grown-up's help. Anytime you're dealing with air pressure, you need to have some help with that. So anyway, that is just something fun and cool I wanted to show you. This is so much fun doing this science stuff with you guys. I hope we get your curious minds pumping tonight. Get it? Pumping. Oh. Well, friends, our science time is up for right now, and I can't wait to hear your ideas about your experiments. I'll see you next week with a new experiment. Right now, I think it's time for a snack and a chat with Miss Beverly and Miss Michelle.
That was so cool. Have you ever seen anything like that, Miss Michelle?
Nope, but that was really awesome.
You know, just watching that kind of made me hungry. Are you guys hungry too? Man, I wish I had something to eat.
You do, Miss Beverly. Look in your bag.
Oh, how cool. All right. Yes. Hey, if you're hungry, look in your bag and you can munch while we talk about tonight's story.
Do you feel better now?
I do. Hey, Miss Michelle, you know what I was thinking about during that story tonight? Well, Moses and the Israelites worshiped from the doorways of their own tents. I mean, I kind of feel like that's like us lately. We've all been at home and we haven't been going out as much, and we've kind of been staying in our own tents.
I guess you're right, but remember, God's love was for them, no matter where they were, and God's love is for us too. We can worship God no matter where we are. We can worship with others. We can worship Him in our own homes or in our tents. God showed up and guided the people. He even talked to Moses and told him what to say and what to do.
That's right. If it was night, He showed the way with a fire. And when it was day, He showed the way with a pillar of cloud, right?
Yes.
Oh, and you know what? I really liked the part where God talked to Moses like he was his friend. Do you think He'd talk to me like I was his friend?
Oh, absolutely. God's love is for us, and He wants to be our friend. He wants us to tell others about His love too.
That is so awesome. I want to remember tonight's story, and I think I know someone who can help.
Hi, boys and girls. I'm Miss Paula. What a great story. I'm glad that God's love is for me, no matter what. You know, it's been kind of weird staying home a lot lately. I like to keep busy, and I love crafts, so I've been busy making things. Do you like to make things? I thought we could start a project tonight and make a new part each time we meet for the 3 days. Each separate project will come together to form one large project. When we finish, we'll have something to keep and hang in our room that will remind us of what we have found out during VBS. Are you ready? Our first craft helps us to remember how God's love is for us. God made a special way to lead the Israelites toward the promised land. God showed Himself as a cloud by day and fire by night. We will make the first part of our craft showing this cool part of the story. We will take out from your bag a light blue piece of foam attached to a dark blue piece of foam. You'll see on both sides. Now you want to keep the 2 holes to the top. That's real important, and you'll understand why later. We don't have to do anything. It's already all together in one piece. So pull out from your bag your yellow and orange flames that are all in one bag, and you'll see there's cotton in there as well. And there also will be glue in there, all ready to go. It's real easy to use. Use your glue pens to attach the flames. So I'm gonna put a little bit of glue right here at the bottom. You don't have to have a lot because we're just doing tissue. So we're gonna pull them out. Okay, so you're gonna kind of keep the edges that are cut towards the top and push it like a little bit together so it sticks out a little bit. And if you need a little bit more, go ahead. Sometimes I tell you need lots of glue. This is not that time. So it's looking really cool. And some of you will have more flames than others. You'll at least have 4 pieces for sure. All right, that's how that looks. gonna flip it over, be very careful, hold it like this. Now take your cotton and you're gonna kind of pull it apart a little bit, like that. Okay, this is gonna go on the opposite side. So we're gonna let that other side dry while we're working on this side. Pulling them all apart. So we're gonna go up here, like in a column, and I'll show you how that looks. It looks like this. Put those all up there like a column because we learned in the story that it was a column of cloud. So it looks like that when you're finished. And then the back will look like this, but we're gonna leave it to dry flat until we meet again next week.
Hi, boys and girls. Oh my gosh, this has been so much fun so far. I really liked making my tent with Mr. Ken. I felt like I was right there in the story of Moses and the tent of meeting. And Miss Jen wowed us by making a pillar of cloud. You know, I really enjoyed the first part of the mobile. And so I can remember that the fire and the cloud that God used was to lead his people. Miss Michelle helped me to understand the story better and reminded me that God's love is for me no matter what. No matter where I am or who I am, I wish I could help others know that God is for them too.
Miss Beverly, have you ever heard of a mission project?
Ooh, you mean like spies and stuff?
Not exactly. But you can do them secretly if you want to.
I'm listening.
Well, this week, you could make it your mission to let other people know that God is for them. Here's an idea. Use the paints in your bag. Let's look for those. What's in there? There they are. Okay, we have a couple of jars of paint. Use the paints to decorate a rock. Now, I have done one, something like this. And you get out your paintbrush. And you also will find a marker in there. So you'll have a marker. You can put it on your paper towel. And you're going to take and dip in your paints and use different colors. So use your light color first. That seems to work best. And you're going to paint that on your rock. And then if you want to do stripes, polka dots, whatever you want to do. You just go on with the dark. And then after that, you can write, God's love is with us, right on the rock. So it's like a garden rock. It can go in their garden. But now,
Miss Paula, I think my rock's too little to write all that on there.
well, you can just write the word love because everybody knows that God is all about love. That would fit.
Okay, and then when I'm finished, I just leave it for somebody where it can be seen.
Exactly.
Cool, I like it. You know what I'd really like? I'd like for you guys to post pictures of the rocks that you make and leave for others to see. Will you do that? Remember, God's love is for you. Awesome.